How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome! Today we have the Tales of Aria pre-release. Here I am in the studio. We're about to head over to a local game store, Discs and Dice, run by Travis from FAB Foundry. I'm really excited to play some more Aria, so let's get to it. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah. So I'm actually sitting here at the finals of our pre-release with, what is your name?
Justin.
And you didn't, I think you went, 7-0 day one at the calling?
I did.
I remember calling on your matches. I think you did a quite good job.
Yeah, I was in the prism mirror with the eventual champion.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So let's see how I do. Yeah. So here we are back in the studio. You probably actually are about to watch my recap, which I just filmed, but I remembered that I got these at the event too, so I wanted to kind of show this off before we go over the recap. And I also want to give a shout out to all of the people I played against today, all absolutely fantastic folks. If you are watching this video, shout out to you. You were all very nice and I had a good time. So yeah, these are actually given to me by Travis from FAB Foundry. Just a bunch of extra Armory posters. I'm gonna frame some of these and put them up in the studio, like Kasai here. Absolutely awesome looking. Definitely gonna frame that one, put it up. And Prism, gonna put good old Prism up. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys these before we get to the next part, because it was part of my venture today. Really cool stuff. I would love to get some Aria ones too. And we're back here in the studio. We're going to talk about my sealed pool and my experiences at the Tales of Aria pre-release. I had an absolute blast. Tales of Aria is such a fun set to play in Limited. I cannot wait to play Draft, but today we're going to be talking sealed because that's what the pre-release was. As you can see here, I went with Briar, just like how I went in the world premiere event, and my pools for this one and also the world premiere event are very similar, and we're gonna kind of dive into that. I ended up coming in second place, losing to Justin, actually, really nice person, and they went 7-0 in the Calling Las Vegas day one with Prism, so it was pretty stiff competition. The competition levels and the skill levels are actually pretty high here in the Portland, Oregon area, and I would not have it any other way. I like playing against very strong people, and so yeah, that's how it was. So let me talk about what my deck is, what my deck isn't. So we'll talk about my pool overall first. So we did have some of the cold foils. I will say the whole reason I'm not opening up any prize packs here is because there wasn't enough packs to have price support. He did price support in other ways, like playmats and that kind of stuff. They only had enough product to play with the event, which is cool. I mean, more people playing, the better, in my opinion, which was great. And it was sold out. We had a 16-person event. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. So here we have our cold foil promos. I chose not to play any of these. Once again, because of supply, we only got 2 promos. So we got Ice and Earth, and I chose not to run either of these, and I'll go into that too. Basically, for my Briar deck, I wanted to lean heavily into Lightning, and the Earth one really wasn't doing it for me. I also got 2 rotten old bucklers. I'm not playing Guardian. My Guardian pool, which is basically right here, not good, I would say. Not good. It's not the worst, but it's also not good. So we're not really going to talk about this all that much. What I did want to talk about is the only Majestic that I pulled was Channel Lake Frigid. I've only pulled 2 Majestics in 12 packs. So far, my luck for Aria is not great. And obviously, I did not run this because Briar cannot play ice cards. I really wanted to force Lexi, and I think my Lexi pool would have been decent because I got a couple of the 5 attack arrows, only 3 of them here. I got 2 Dazzling Crescendos red, which is pretty good. A 0 cost 4 attack with Go Again is pretty good. And I did get 2 Bolton shots, but they're only the yellow versions. And I got some other stuff too, like some red Overflex. I got a red Snapshot, and then just kind of a bunch of other random stuff here. And I was really torn between trying to force Lexi or just going with Briar, because I had 10-ish cards that did arcane damage, and I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go with Briar. One thing to note that I found interesting, out of all the packs, you would think you would end up with 6 pieces of equipment. I didn't. I guess I didn't realize this just going through the stuff, but oh, you'll see. You'll see. I only ended up with 4 pieces of equipment, which is weird. I guess you don't get one in every pack, or I don't know. It's weird. So I did end up playing Briar, and that's solely because I got a ton of arcane damage cards, and let's face it, arcane damage is great. What's very interesting though is I don't think Briar is super overpowered, because in our top 4 we had 2 Briars and 2 Lexis. I will say though, in the finals it was Briar versus Briar. I did beat a Lexi to get there, and the Lexi that I beat actually beat me in the I guess like the, you know, the beginning rounds, the Swiss, whatever you want to call it. So that was kind of like a rematch, and I got my revenge. Shout out to Kyle, the person I played against, really nice dude. It was fun playing with him. So yeah, we have a Briar. Obviously we have a Rosetta Thorn. I didn't actually use this all that much, and that's just because I didn't have a ton of non-attack actions and cards with Go Again. Because basically what you want to do is you want to go non-attack action, attack with Go Again, followed up with a Rosetta Thorn to get that extra 2 arcane damage. Didn't do that a whole lot. So one of my only 2 pieces of equipment is the Plume of Evergrowth. I actually use this quite well. It's a weird card. So instant for 3, you destroy it and return an Earth action or Earth instant from your graveyard to your hand. And so what a lot of the times I would do is I would pitch like a blue card that couldn't block at all, like Ball Lightning or Lightning Press, and I got a bunch of these, and then go grab something that blocks, like an Earth card that blocks, like the Autumn's Touch here, which blocks for 3. And this actually saved me in a couple games where it really came down to, like, you know, only 1 damage. So not bad, actually not bad. And then also I had the Runaways, which prevented a lot of damage. I think the one game I lost going, like, leading up to the finals, I lost to Kyle. It might have come into play, but I didn't activate this on a turn where I should have. It came pretty close. I think he did enough damage to me in the end where it wouldn't have mattered, but still kind of kicking myself for it. Kicking myself with these boots. And then we had some, you know, obvious art tokens. This, oh man, you generate so many Embodiment of Earth tokens off of dual damage, like the Singeing Steelblade, because it just says, from Briar, and this is very interesting and good to note, it just says, whenever an attack action you control deals damage, not when it hits, when it deals damage, you create an Embodiment of Earth. So what that means is every single time it deals damage, so Singeing Steelblade here, when you attack with it, it deals 1 arcane damage, and then it's coming in for 4. So the second it deals that arcane damage, you get one of those tokens. So you can potentially get 2 tokens off of the Singeing Steelblade, 1 from the arcane damage and 1 from the 4 damage. So you ended up generating a ton of these. The downside for me is I don't have a lot of non-attack actions, but still really good. There's some turns where I was able to block with non-attacks for 5, and it's really good. It's really good. So yeah, I think Briar overall is quite good. Basically, what I wanted to show you is I wanted a critical mass of cards that basically are free damage. So arcane damage or ways to push through extra damage. So stuff like this Arcanic Shockwave, I don't care that it's blue and only attacks for 2. All I want it to do is come in for some arcane damage, and they're still gonna have to commit a card from their hand if they want to block it out. So this kind of stuff is really good, and because of that, I wanted to go heavily into Lightning Fusion and less into Ice. Same with Rites of Lightning. This card is amazing because it gets Go Again, which is exactly what you want, especially if you can, you know, play something like a Bramble Spark into a Rites of Lightning, because then you can follow that up with a... Where's the Rosetta Thorn? You can follow that up with a Rosetta Thorn for a ton of arcane damage. 1 from the Bramble Spark, 1 from the Rites of Lightning, and 2 from the Rosetta Thorn. So just an absolutely great way to push damage through. So Rides of Lightning is fantastic. Is a rare, but still good. And then I also have this Explosive Growth from art by Fu Thieu, a fantastic artist. Really nice guy. Really, really nice guy. And if you're watching this video and you're seeing the playmat, well, let's just say this is not the last you've seen of this wonderful person's artwork on the channel. I don't know how much more of a hint I can give than that, but I can tell you from personally working with him, nice guy. So I'm really excited for some more Fu artwork. This card's great, by the way. It's really interesting. If you fuse it, it gets this like +1, you know, whenever an attack deals damage, it gets +1 on the combat chain. That's pretty good, but it deals the arcane damage no matter what, which is great. So just coming in for 1 and some arcane damage, great. Singeing Steelblade is a staple, absolute freaking staple for limited Briar. Just able to deal arcane damage, coming in for 4, blocks for 3, amazing card. Get as many of these as you can, and draft, this is gonna be an amazing card. Like, coming in for 2, who cares? Deals arcane damage. Sigil of Suffering, another fantastic card. Defense reaction, one of the only defense reactions in the entire set. Costs 0. One thing to note that did trip me up once is, since it's a defense reaction, if you have a Frostbite, you will have to pay 1 for it because it counts as a, playing something. So that did trip me up once, but I was able to still stick with it. Deal 1 arcane damage to the attacking hero, and if you deal arcane damage, it gets +1. So it basically blocks for 4 if they take that arcane damage. Really good. Inspire Lightning. In my last build, it was not good because I only had like 5 lightning cards, but in this one is good because I have a lot of lightning cards. 1 cost. All it does is if you fuse it, deals 2 arcane damage. This card is tricky. It's really tricky because there's the, let's set these aside. There's the Vela Flash. So Vela Flash is lightning fusion. If it was fused, you may play your next non-attack action this turn as though it were an instant, which is gross if your next non-attack is Inspire Lightning. So my opponent, Justin, had an amazing turn where he came in with Vela Flash and some other stuff and was able to fuse this and then play an Inspired Lightning, which is also fused, and just deal an absurd amount of arcane damage to me. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. I think this card is better than it looks. Maybe it looks good, but I think it's better than that. Inspire Lightning, once again. If you have a critical mass of lightning, it's just free damage. Bramble Spark is a key card because even if you don't Earth Fuse this, which is like I was trying to go all lightning, even if you don't Earth Fuse it, it's really good. 0 cost. Your next attack action card you play this turn gains. When you attack with this, do 1 arcane damage to target hero. Really, really good. Helps you get those embodiment of Earth tokens. And then if you fuse it, it gets +2. Not bad. And then, I had another one. And then Ball Lightning doesn't actually do arcane damage, but it actually pumps up your arcane damage because it says, whenever a lightning or elemental action card would deal damage this combat chain, instead it deals that much damage +1. So, playing a Ball Lightning and then chaining a bunch of arcane damage makes those arcane damage deal more. So it's gross, and it costs 0 and has go again. The only tricky thing is it has 0 defense, so there's that. But I was able, like I said, able to get around it with my Plume of Overgrowth, swapping it out when I really needed a defensive card. And then I had 2 lightning presses, both blues, which is kind of a bummer, but giving an attack action card with 1 or less +1 is pretty good. Just a good way to push through extra damage for 0. Once again, it's an instant, so it doesn't block, so that's where you really have to pay attention to. But still really good. Also, the flavor text on this card references someone from the Crimson Haze Vigilantes, so part of Ira's ninja crew, Lishu. That's a really cool lore stuff. And then the rest of the deck is, stuff that just hits, like Vela Flash. Stir the Wildwood, I did not find much use of at all because I really wasn't trying to do Earth Fusion. But I had some times where I was able to come in for 7. Never came in for 9, but blocks for 3, which is not too bad. So I had a bunch of these. Rites of Replenishment, it's all right. Almost always just came in for 6 and nothing else. I really like Entwine Lightning because just being able to have Go Again with this deck is super good because playing a non-attack action into this with Go Again into Rosetta Thorn is a lot of damage. Entwine Earth, once again, mostly just coming in for 6. It came in for 8 once, but it's not too bad. I don't really like these all that much for this particular deck because I didn't have a lot of Earth cards and they only blocked for 2. Electrifies are really good, just really good all around. deals extra damage if your attack hits, and you know, playing it from your arsenal gets you to draw a card, which is really good. So these are great cards, and they're also lightning cards. Same with Heaven's Claw, just a great lightning card. I love the foiling on this. Let's see if I can get, yeah, look at that. Yo, that looks so cool. I got some Shock Strikers, rather one, you know, pretty simple card. A lot of these are just like, you know what, I'm putting these in the deck because I need lightning cards, except for Lightning Surge is fantastic if it's played from Arsenal against Go Again. Same reason all the other Go Again cards are great. Same with Flash, gives your next action card, cost 1 or greater, gains Go Again. 1 or greater, pretty good. Amulet of Lightning, I literally never, oh, did I get to pop this off? I don't remember if I ever actually got to pop that off. Earthlore Surge, it's just an Earth card, it's a non-attack. I literally never played this. I'm sure like the red ones, getting +5 is good, but for me, in this build, I never got to play it. And then we just have some other like Earth cards, just some, you know, attacks. Break Ground, dude, Break Ground coming in for 7 is a big deal. There's a lot of turns where I just blocked, and then all I had was a blue and Break Ground. So I'm just like, yeah, you know, come in for 7, and they're like, 7? You have to block with 3 cards to block it out. And, you know, just dealing 1 damage and creating an embodiment of Earth is just quite good, quite good. Autumn's Touch, very similar, but, you know, you want to come in for the 7. At least it blocks for 3 though. And then Burgeoning can come in for 7 as well, for 2 if it's played from Arsenal, which is pretty good. So yeah, overall I had a blast. Pretty diverse pool of like players and decks, though I didn't see a lot of Oldhim. I played against mostly Lexi and Briar, and there was a pretty like even split between Lexi and Briar. Personally, I really just wanted to force Lexi, but after I saw this, I'm like, I just gotta go Briar. It's just saying like, hey, play me, deal some arcane damage, and that's what I did. I hope you all out there were able to make it to your pre-release. If not, I highly recommend going to some local events, playing in some sealed and some draft. It's an absolute blast. I know I'm gonna play a ton of sealed and draft here, and maybe even on the channel. If you folks would like to see that, please let me know, and maybe we can arrange some cool, you know, maybe streams or videos where I open up a sealed pool, a friend opens up a sealed pool, and then we just kind of battle them together. I think that would be fun. Do you think that would be fun? Let me know in the comments down below if you think that would be fun. And I have my one lowly majestic. My pull luck has not been great, but we've been able to pull some stuff together with Briar. And this really proves that Briar, even with like a sort of mediocre-ish pool, can still be pretty good. Still be pretty good if you have a lot of arcane damage. So thank you so much for watching. You know, like, comment, subscribe, check out my Patreon or my channel Fireball affiliate link in the comments down below if you're looking to buy some Tales of Aria. Or you know what, go to your local game store, buy something from your local game store, support them, and go to some events. But regardless of what you do, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time for some more card game content. Oh yeah, let me know if you like the vlog stuff. If you like the vlog stuff, I might do some more. I think this was fun. Anyway, see you later.